What up, YouTube? Lord Houston, known as LTH Chick, coming at you with a video. 713 the Space City, we in the mother humping building. And the Texans go into Indianapolis and get the job done by a score of 20-16, moving their record to 7-5, while gaining ground in the AFC South, which means they are now one game back of the now first place Jacksonville Jaguars, who also took care of business versus Tennessee, which was expected because I couldn't picture Jacksonville losing to the 1-11 Tennessee Titans. Like, because Jacksonville losing to Tennessee would be crazy. But, Jacksonville took care of business just like Houston did. And when they both gained ground, while while Jacksonville is now at the moment, are now a 3 seed in the AFC. Say just like the Texans, the Jags are getting hot at the right time. But I want to talk about the game though. The sacks weren't there this go around, which they only recorded one sack, which was by Sheldon Rankins. Stroud was sacked twice today, and Stroud did look pretty good today, aside from that interception when he overthrew Xavier Hutchinson, which led to an interception. And of course, the Colts took advantage by scoring a passing touchdown from Daniel Jones to Alec Pierce. And credit to Daniel Jones though, playing through that fibula injury. I mean, nothing. Houston did as much pressure as Houston applied on Daniel Jones. Got to give Daniel Jones credit. He played his heart out, because, hate hearing news that he's playing through a fibula injury and stuff like that. But credit to Daniel Jones, though, for hanging around. And Jonathan Taylor didn't have his normal explosive game. Held him to 100 yards, under 100 yards rushing, which was, 85 yards. Tyler Warren got him a TD, which was unfortunate, thanks to, the defense squandering 2 or 3 separate opportunities to get off the field, along with a boneheaded penalty that extended the Colts' drive, which led to a Tyler Warren touchdown. Can't have that and expect to win games, Not to mention, Houston had 8 penalties for 80 yards, if I'm not mistaken. Got to get those cleaned up, But defense did manage to hold the Colts to under 20 points. Not to mention, as the saying goes, you got to take the good with the bad. And the offense, looked pretty decent. And Nick Chubb got him a touchdown. And Nico Collins got him a rushing touchdown as well, who had 105 yards receiving on the day. And gotta say, Nico's coming alive late this season. And while the offense is showing signs of, getting better late in the year, and not to mention, there was a time that the Texans were 0-5 in one-score games, but not to mention, since then, weeks 10, now 13, Texans have now won 4 straight in one-score games. Talk about a turnaround and a turn of events. And as the saying goes, it's not how you start, it's how you finish. It's how the hell you finish. And the Texans got the job done today in Indianapolis. Moving Stroud to 3-0 in Indy. Continues to, consistently beat the Colts. And these two teams do meet again week 18, which is the final game of the year. But I gotta say, Jalen Reed unfortunately went down today with a forearm injury. Hopefully it's not too serious, which led to Miles Bryant having to come fill in. Aziz Al-Shaair went down, but thankfully he was cleared. Woody Marks, who had the game clinching first down, went down with a foot injury, but thankfully he came back. So who else? Who else happened and went down today on the Texans? Yeah, that's about it. While the Colts also endured a player going down too, which was Sauce Gardner with a calf injury. I mean, hope he's all right, because no matter what team you're a fan of, hate seeing players go down the way they do. Not even on a division rival. So, wishing Sauce Gardner a speedy recovery, and hopefully Jalen Reed wish him a speedy recovery as well. So the Texans have another defense, have another solid outing. They gave up some pretty big plays here and there, as far as their hiccups, including that pass interference on Kamari Lassiter or Bullet, but yeah, this offense the offense just got to continue growing and getting better, because, I know Kansas City, haven't been them normal selves, but still doesn't erase the fact that they'll endure a tough test in Arrowhead, where they haven't won consistently there. And, hasn't beaten Patrick Mahomes since, 2019. So they'll get that opportunity to, beat Patrick Mahomes in KC. I kind of wish, KC was coming to H-Town this year, because I ain't gonna lie, I could have went, but it is what it is. It's gonna be played in KC, Sunday Night Football. Another big test for the Texans, And hey, Texans moved to 7-5. Currently sitting the 8th seed. And with a Bills loss, could very well move them to the 7th seed in the AFC playoff picture. So I'll be keeping a close eye on the Steelers and Bills, and got to see what goes down from there. So, to my next video, LTH checking on up out of here. 713 Space City. And I'm out. Peace.